Hey up, Spin Snako here with another figure review. Today we have got the Build-A-Figure Terrax, baby. I haven't got the whole series of this. I honestly can't remember who comes in the wave, but I got this guy loose on my Facebook group quite a while back, and I had a custom in mind when I got him. Before I adjust this guy, I thought I'd show you guys what he's all about. Not seen that many reviews on this guy, so I figured I'd get one up there. Really like this body mold, and I feel it's a shame that they didn't use it more. Having said that, the new Thanos was released and the body mold looks very similar in size, so that might be a tweaked version of this guy. I do not know, as I didn't go to Comic-Con, as it's in the States and I live in the UK, and I just didn't have the money to fly all the way out there just for that. Sad, but my life. Please hold your tears and violins off. Moving on to this guy. So, what do I think of this guy? Overall opinions. I really like this figure, and it is a very decent, solid mold for a figure which gives you some great bulk. I only have really one gripe. Well, I guess two gripes, but one's not that bad. It's... I'm trying to get him stand straight. There we go. So I'll get my gripes out of the way. Is his weapon. It's really top heavy, and his hand does not hold it that tight, so whenever you try and get any kind of like pose above his head, it likes to just slip down, and not that you can see that, but you see it likes to slip down, and the blade likes to just kind of flop that way. It's very loose fit in there, so that's my real minor gripe. The other gripe is they use the same hip design as these ones, whereas if I can show you, it's really hard to do because mine's got glue on it, is basically this one is like an open hole which rotates around, and then this one pegs into the hole, and I know this looks dodgy, so bear with me, and then that can rotate around inside the open hole, and that rotates around inside the joint. So you do get the T-cut hips, but you can move them both with the one leg, because they're both fundamentally attached. This guy comes from the same thing. Now, while initially I thought they were a great design, because I like T-cut hips, and it was an interesting way to get a T-cut while keeping the hips not look so bulgy and sticking out. It's annoying that when you move one leg, the other one goes with it, which is why I was really happy when they started doing these bad boys, which is the peg going across. So kudos to Hasbro, great job on them. But yeah, fundamentally that's my real gripes about this guy. Okay, size comparison. He stands like just under 8 inches. Literally just under 8 inches tall. Here we have next to the Superior Spider-Man, Bucky Cap, Hyperion, Ultimate Captain America, and Ultimate Green Goblin. So you can see the guy's got some nice bulk to him, some nice height to him. He's bigger than your average figure, but not the biggest Build-A-Figure we've had. I don't have my Galactus anymore, so I can't show you how well he looks next to him. Now, well, I'm just going to stop there and apologise for any noises you hear. You may hear some chainsaw noises in the background, and while you might think that I'm a weird serial killer who is cutting people up while making YouTube videos, I can promise you that I am not. My neighbours next door have decided that today is the day they wish to cut down a tree. So yeah, chainsaw noises throughout. So I do apologise about them. So let's move back onto this guy. He comes with the one accessory. Now, when I say one accessory, it actually is two. You can take off the blade and put it in. I don't know why you need to, because you can't really put it through his hand any easier like that. You have to go through the actual stick of it, which is skinnier. I guess that may be easier then to attach the axe head. Personally, I don't really see it, but the axe itself is actually really nice. It's got some nice detail sculpted in it. No paint apps worth speaking of. It's kind of like this marbleized silver or grey, which you only really see in the butt of it. The rest of it looks quite a solid plastic colour. But it's got this nice tech design going throughout it, and it's pretty cool. It is actually quite tall. The axe itself stands like nearly 7 inches tall compared to him. So let's put that to one side. So onto this guy. His head just pops off like that. and it's pretty well sculpted. He's got this really menacing look and this kind of weird chin guard going around his whole head. Not a fan of the chin guard, but I do like the face sculpt. Very cool. And he has like silver eyes and like one eyebrow tilted up. But man, look at the size of them brows. But it's good face sculpt. He's got some nice paint apps going actually throughout. Some shading on the actual arms. They're not really in line with the actual muscle sculpt, but there's some detail there. The gloves are actually painted on to match the hands, and it actually matches up pretty well. Pretty cool. This little skirt piece thing's well sculpted, soft rubber, so it doesn't hinder an articulation in any way. And it's kind of a weird, interesting thing. I'll show you in a sec. We'll come to that in a sec. No extra paint apps in the boots. And these gold little things here are actually a separate piece, so but they look pretty cool. But the skin's got some nice texture. Now, I'm not actually that knowledgeable on Terrax. I know he's a herald of Galactus, and I know he can control the Earth. And as far as I'm aware, I thought his skin was supposed to be cracked like the Earth, a little bit like the Things. I could be wrong on that. I can't actually remember, and it's been a long time since I've read anything about him, so yeah. But he's a very cool character, and it's a great addition to have in your Marvel Legends collection. What do I think of this figure overall as a Bath? I like him as a Bath. I don't know if it'd be my first choice, but using this body mold, I'm trying to think of other people you could make with this body mold, and it's escaping me a little bit. I mean, this one is the new go-to bulky body mold, and he is big. He's massive compared to this one. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of someone else. I've got a custom idea for this guy, which is why I actually got him. So, but I don't know who else you could use. I'd love to know if you guys can think of someone else who could be used for this shape and body mold. If I grab like Captain America again, you can see he's got the height and he's got the bulk against him, or with him. He's too small and too slender for like the Hulk. I was going to say Thing. He's too small and too slender for like Hulk. But, you know, I'd like to think of someone else that could do. Maybe Apocalypse or something like that. So let's go over his articulation. Now, as you saw, the head just pops off. And it's on a peg. And the peg has a little bit of forward and back movement. Not really anything to the side. So you can go back that far. And then you can go forward that far. You can rock it a little bit on the actual ball, and you can rotate around 360 degrees. Shoulders are on ball discs. They can rotate around 360 degrees, but they are hindered by his shoulder pad. Now, it is a soft rubber, so you can kind of bend it with, but you only get so much. But you can go around 360 degrees. He can bring his arms out that high. He has a bicep rotation, and then a single bend in the elbow of 90 degrees. And then he has a wrist rotation of 360 degrees, and you can point it from there to there. As you can see, this one is open for his axe, and this one is just a closed fist, but the same articulation from there to there, and you can rotate that one around. Now, he has an ab crunch, which is actually pretty decent. You can go down that much, and you can go back that much, but it's hindered by the outfit, which again I'll show you in a bit. Then there's a waist rotation, which you can rotate 360 degrees, but you kind of have to work with the gown as it's slightly hindered. But it's all soft rubber, so it's not that bad. And I see it says teacup hip, so he has a Spartan of like that, and then he has a split of like that, but this looks weird. He has upper thigh rotation of 360 degrees, a double bend in the knee, so that's pretty decent. There's a boot rotation of full 360 degrees. There's an ankle point from there to there, and then he has ankle pivot. Now, when I said this part is weird, is this actually pegs into the belt just there. So this is a separate piece, and it does hinder the articulation quite considerably. As you can see, it wants to go up that high. But I can't actually take off anything without cutting it, unfortunately, so I will have to actually cut it off if I want to do my custom idea. But it does make the belt ride quite high, and if you try to get lower, then he's very hunched over. So I don't know if any customizers out there could think of a better thing to do, but it's not that bad. and it's very doable. Personally, I'd probably sculpted that onto the actual chest, but for the fact that I'm using it as a custom, I'm happy they didn't. Okay, so final thoughts on this figure. Overall opinion, yes, really a great solid sculpt, solid articulation, a solid design. Like I said, minor gripe is those hip choice. I would have preferred the new ones that they're doing, but you know, this was before they really were popular. And also, this is very top heavy, so not a massive fan. As you see, I've got it kind of holding up, but at the top of it, if I go higher, it will probably just rotate around. So not the greatest in balance. But it's still just a cool accessory, and it's a cool figure. And would I recommend getting this guy? Yes, I would. In order to get this figure, you do have to collect the entire wave, unless you can find him loose on eBay, or a friend, or in a Facebook group like I have. Now, his wave that he comes with includes Constrictor, Rachel Summers, Extremis Iron Man, Steve Rogers, Super Soldier, Return of 4, Ghost Rider with Blue Flame, and then Claw. So that's the Terrax wave in total. All in all, pretty decent figure, pretty decent sculpt, and really good articulation. Definitely worth picking this guy up if you're a fan. Or if you want to collect the Heralds of Apocalypse, the Heralds of Galactus. I know I've broken up my Marvel Select, but I want to give you guys a bit more chance to get some more votes in for the next Marvel Select I'm going to do. So yeah, keep your voting coming in, and we will tally it up and go from there. Here's a picture of who's left to do. I've done Ultron, so all you can see now is Rhino, Thing, Hulk, Doom, Thanos. Love to hear your opinion on that. Okay, so I just wanted to add this to the video. I've taken off all of his armor and clothing and what have you. Just to let you guys know, if you did want to do this, I couldn't figure out a way without cutting them. So I've had to cut each piece off. So I tried unpopping the arms, but I had to put so much pressure on it, I was worried they were going to break. So I didn't care for these anyway, so that's why I've cut them. So please don't gripe at me too much for cutting these. I know some people are like, oh, why don't you try doing this or try doing that? But yeah, I've had to cut all of these off. I tried to do them behind in case I wanted to put them back on. But yeah, just want to show that. So anyway, like I said, just want to show you what these guys look like without his clothing, if you will. I don't really know what you want to call it. And pretty decent body mode. Very solid. The detail they kept going all the way throughout, even under where they put the clothing on. Maybe because it moved around, I'm not too sure. But I just wanted to ask, do you guys think his calves look really long? Doesn't look too bad on the video, but in real life they look really quite long. Especially in proportion with his arms. Like, that's his arm. I don't know, just to me that looks really long. I didn't notice it when I had these on. But since I've taken off, they just look massive. I don't know why. But yeah, I just wanted to add this to the video, show you guys what he actually looks like without his get-up. Because I said I'm going to be customizing this guy and making him into someone else. We shall see how that turns out. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like down below. Please also leave any comments you'd like to add about this figure, about my channel, probably griping about what that I've done this and complaining, so yay. Please subscribe, and I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Bye bye. But I figured before I tweak and twerk and do weird things with him, I said twerk, especially in now, I'm not that knowledgeable on Terrax. I know he's a herald of Garrett,